Hey guys, it's J19, brought to you on our podcast, J19's Gaming Podcast. We are back with episode number 23 already. Man, it's just time flying by. We got some juicy information today about Microsoft, what Xbox Studios had to say regarding what Phil Spencer had to say, and the Kind of Funny Games podcast. We got PlayStation Update, Spider-Man 2 ordeal, and we got Final Fantasy 16 ordeal, which could be a good thing, could be a bad thing, depends how you look at it. So, lot to unpack here, folks. And thank you guys for checking us out. If you guys would feel free to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, stay notified when I do these videos. If you guys like the content that I cover, so what I said, let's get right into it. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about is the Microsoft, what Xbox Studios, whoever he is, Phil Spencer. I don't know exactly what title he is, but he runs Xbox Studios.
He's the
And
head of Xbox Game Studios.
okay, he's the
Microsoft
head.
Game
But
Studios, I think.
anyways,
Yeah.
they had Kind of Funny Games had him on the show, and they want to ask him a few questions. And one of the questions is like, it's something to do with Redfall. As everybody knows, if you have not heard, Redfall was supposed to be that game that's supposed to come out, and people are supposed to really like it. It has like it's like I don't know how to describe it. I was interested in it. Vampires, you're slaying with vampires and stuff with your friends. It looked interesting, but if you haven't heard, it flopped. I think the user score right now on Metacritic's like 2.9 out of 10.
It's
It's
not looking
awful.
too hot.
Not looking
It's
very
not.
hot at all. And then the review scores are like down to like 50s now. It went kind of up. I don't know how, but it's in the 50s, which means I guess the game's kind of really bad shape. So that was intriguing to Phil Spencer had to answer that, and to be honest with you, he sounded a little sincere. He goes, "Look," he goes, "You know what? We're not happy the way how it launched, how it was results are, and we're gonna get that fixed ASAP. Or we are working on it the best we can to get this game to where it should be. But to be honest with you, I think if that game is like one of your anticipated games of this year, other than Starfield, and it's a smaller dev studio from Bethesda, so everything links back to Bethesda, and
Hmm.
that's not a good look to them, not a good look to Xbox, not a good look to Microsoft.
No.
I'm gonna say this right now, like if you're a big company, you got smaller devs, you got to oversee everything. If you're launching games incomplete, that's not a
It's
good
not
look.
going to be a good
That's
studio, no.
unacceptable. I know it's not a triple A title, but still, that's come from your studio within a studio
I've
within
been
a
noticing
studio.
a trend. I've been noticing a trend that ever since like a Cyberpunk launched, a lot of games have been coming out like unpolished. For
Yeah,
example,
the only
Us Part
games.
One on PC,
Yeah,
Jedi Survivor is a perfect example. I mean, I could go on and on.
yeah.
Hogwarts
Hogwarts
Legacy,
Legacy is another one. Yeah, it's
Callisto Protocol on PC. Like, it's just
and Forspoken. So it's like
so many games, man. And I hope Final Fantasy 16 doesn't fall victim to that. And I don't think it will,
no,
because
they spent over a year to polish this thing. So
yeah,
they're
and I
they're one of the companies that care. The only games that really came out fine was Dead
I
Space
hope
remake
that
and Resident Evil 4 remake. That was the only two games that came out this year. Actually launched fine on all platforms. Like
not the
two out of
best.
two out of
Like,
what six? 2 out of 6 big games. That's not enough. That's not good.
and by the way, it was still not perfect. Resident Evil 4 or Dead Space.
Well,
I did
yeah,
watch
it
some.
was on last gen. It's not going to be the best game possible because
No,
on last gen. I'm just saying
mhm.
the game actually runs fine. You didn't have no game breaking bugs. The game wasn't like it still got a very high rating overall on all platforms. Like the game was fine because Capcom knows how to optimize. But the rest of the
And
games are like,
like
wow. It's just what was your first thought on Phil Spencer's when he talked about Redfall, about how hey, it didn't live up to our expectations. We are gonna try to work hard on it. And what was your first
I was
reaction to
sad,
that?
man. I was like, oh, why? We don't need this type of energy from Microsoft. I see a lot of, especially I've been seeing a lot of PlayStation fans like celebrating. I'm like, why are you celebrating? This
Right?
is it impacts everybody. negatively. This impacts PlayStation negatively, Nintendo, Microsoft, everybody, because when there's less competition, then someone's gonna say, "Oh, you know what? We we, we don't need to release as many games because there's no other competition.
Yeah.
We
They
can
they
hold
come
back.
everybody
We don't
come
have to."
becomes the team the company that's doing great, they're complacent. They become complacent. They don't try as
And
hard, right?
and this is why I say like, man, I hope a Starfield comes out and it's like an 11 out of 10.
Yeah.
I do because Microsoft needs that win so badly, man. If Starfield is done, Xbox is gonna be like. I feel I know we talked about this in a little bit in our last podcast. Microsoft just say, you know what, guys, it might be smart to just end Xbox because we are losing too much money and we are getting so much bad press that maybe this is a smart thing
Yeah,
to do.
to be honest
You know,
with you, if things go south, I don't see them like having another console. It just they'll have
Mm.
they'll have just Game Pass on every device out there. Like that's their
I think
goal.
that,
That's what Phil
and
Spencer is saying.
they have Game Pass on TVs. Like
Yeah,
you don't even have to have an Xbox to play Game Pass. You can just download Game Pass, have a controller, and subscribe to Game Pass, and that's it. You can play Game Pass on the cloud.
yeah,
I feel like instead of doing that, and instead of just selling Xbox consoles, I feel like that's the
yeah.
direction that Microsoft's going to
And
go
that's
in.
what Phil
It,
Spencer is saying because he said, "Look," he goes, "We can't." In that interview, he said, "Look, we're not going to be able to out console Sony and Nintendo's. Like not even the wildest dreams. Like even if Starfield comes out at 11 out of 10, he said people are not going to sell their PlayStation 5s to buy an Xbox because of that. Like we can't compete
yeah,
in that direction. So that's why we're focusing on being on multiple platforms as a life service thing for Game Pass." They said
and I
The
feel like
Xbox fans, the Xbox players are still going to be treated with high like a high end. They're still going to get treated as they should. But it's like if you're going to do that, then you need to start releasing games that is going to keep them on your platform. Because I was not reading a lot of tweets, but I'm talking to some people. They say yeah, they're getting some people are tweeting out that are so upset for what Phil Spencer has said that they said I might as well just go ahead and sell my Xbox. Why even have an Xbox anymore? Like a lot of people are
yeah,
starting to get upset and like,
I've been seeing
yikes.
a lot of people go sell their Xbox Series X's for like $200 and buying a PS5 because the Xbox Series X it's not doing good sales wise.
No, it's not.
It's like flattening.
Not at all.
The PlayStation 5 is continuing to be the best selling console right now. It's doing way better than Nintendo Switch right now, better than Xbox. It's like the number one console right now. It's
Yeah,
selling like banana.
and I
And
understand like Phil Spencer's being like he's admitting things, he's being honest, but also there's a lot of people are just like tweeting and goes, Phil, we're seeing right through you. You're trying to humble yourself and act like we're the third place, we're the worst company out there, and because it's a setup for try to get CMA to reverse the decision. That's what that is. A lot of people thinking that. It's like Phil,
I don't.
don't start. It's like
Yeah, I don't feel like that's gonna like. There's no way it goes through, man. Because like a 99.9% of the times, it appeal doesn't go through. Like there's a less than 1%. I read
yeah,
about this. There's a less than 1% chance that if you appeal for an acquisition to the to the CMA, they will decline it.
right,
It's just that's what happens. And so I'm like, man, I really want to see Microsoft compete with PlayStation,
right, and
make
that's
great games. The
and a
more
lot,
competition,
yeah,
the
and a
more
lot of people,
competition, the more competition you have,
yeah,
likely is the better game that you're gonna get because the studios will continue to push themselves. You know what? Let's go above and beyond, and let's make sure we make better games than any of our competitors. That's why I think PlayStation did such a great job last generation because there was actually
right,
competition with Nintendo,
absolutely,
and Microsoft was making Microsoft didn't do like the best during Xbox One generation, but they made some pretty damn good games that made Sony look at each other like, guys, we got to make some great games here.
right,
And I
we
feel
do,
like if there's no real competition, then my fear is that will PlayStation still continue to create amazing, great games, or will they like go back to their old ways and just
I hope that Sony don't cut back because I mean, they don't sound like they are. It sounds like they're still continuing on what they're doing, because it's just, it's like I'm shocked by what Phil Spencer had to say. I thought he'd say, "Hey guys, just I know we messed up. We're gonna fix this. We'll be back. We'll have all these games we got in the works." I expect him to be like this, be it like that, but not like this. Not this version. Like he came out
That's
and
a
just said,
very
"Look,
like
like we are not like what people think we are. We're like, we're in the rankings of the top three companies. We're third. We are in or in last
I
place,
tell you, man,
and it's like,
what Microsoft should do is they should like ask take notes from Sony.
yeah.
Like
Oh,
they've been
and
doing
from
a
Nintendo
phenomenal job.
too. It's like having great games, like exclusive games, are gonna sell your consoles. Are gonna get people to join your platform, right?
Because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
man, I've seen so many people. Oh my God, the Xbox Series S technically has has is stronger than the PS5. That's what people said because the internals actually proved that it was had strong capabilities. But I mean, the PS5 is creating like that. That doesn't matter, dude.
Yeah.
The specs, it's just numbers and letters on a
Well,
piece of
yeah,
paper.
just
It
like
doesn't
when
matter.
remember the whole argument about like, oh no, like the Xbox Series X got 12 terabytes compared to PlayStation 5's 10.
And I'm
Like
seeing all
that
that
don't
like
mean anything.
that, that doesn't mean anything when
It doesn't.
your studio like Sony's studios are doing a phenomenal job to taking advantage of the PS5 hardware
Oh yeah.
right out of the gate. And that's why I'm really excited to see what they can do with the PS5 Pro
Oh yeah.
because
Like
they'll be able to
I'm not like
push it.
Nintendo. Like Nintendo and Sony, they're so rooted in their library. Like they got such a good roots that they're set. They're set. Like they got their player base. They got new people joining them. Like every year, it seems like people are joining Nintendo and PlayStation more than Xbox,
And,
and we're seeing it.
and,
So
and
it's
let me say
sad. I want Microsoft to do well. I'm
earlier.
interested in Starfield. I want to see what Fable looks like. I want to see what Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be like. I want to see what their games like Perfect Dark.
If they
I want to see what
convince
that
me
is.
that
You know?
hey, Starfield is fucking fire, dude. Like this game is amazing. If they keep coming out and delivering like mind blowing games after mind blowing games after, then you know what? I'll go out and I'll buy an Xbox Series X.
Hmm.
I'll do that if they create the same level of quality in Sony's games. But I just don't have a reason. I don't have
Yeah.
any
And
reasons at
right
all.
now, Phil
I'm
Spencer's
gonna
like
go and buy a
he's
PS5.
kicking that can off the road. So like we're not even gonna try because it's like, well, if you're not gonna try, then how confident are we gonna be in Starfield now? Because you said making great games ain't gonna get people to join a platform. That's which is not true. Like people join your platform because of the games of the library you had back at 360 era and the Xbox One era and the OG Xbox. You know.
Mhm. Yeah.
Right now, your Xbox Series era games are not living to expectations. Like other than Hi-Fi Rush, that was a shadow drop game that a lot of people loved, and people say, "Man, Xbox came out with that game. That's fire." Even though it wasn't developed by Xbox Studios, one of the smaller studios that Xbox is supporting, but still,
Mhm.
it was on their platform. Like a lot of people say, "Hey, this is a great start for 2023 for Xbox." But then Redfall came out. It's like and then Phil Spencer's statement. Like, I know kind of funny games, the guys that play Xbox are on the Xbox platform. Like, they love Xbox, but they are understanding that, yeah, it's like, well, he's being honest, being truthful, but it's like, it doesn't beat the fact that, like, yeah, this is not a good look for Xbox right now. And even Microsoft's not happy. We saw the reports of that. So, like, I hope Microsoft can turn it around. I hope that they can, but right now it looks like that Phil
I
Spencer's like just like, hey, look, guys, don't expect high expectations from us anymore. It's like,
uh
yikes.
and I mean he even this is what's making me think that you know Starfield's gonna flop. He didn't say, "Oh my God," I promise we're gonna turn it around. Starfield is gonna be the best. You we're gonna continue to make him.
Yeah,
From here on out. That's what I expect them to say. From here on out, guys, we're sorry. We're gonna make sure we're gonna keep creating quality games. Okay, I know we haven't, but instead he said the exact thing opposite. guys, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
We're just not as strong as Nintendo, and so really, dude, like, stop having a pathetic attitude and actually, like, you're literally making Xbox Series X owners sell their consoles, dude.
yeah,
You're literally
not good.
just because you said that. Like, that's not good, and like, I'm shocked because like Sony is out here. They're about to have their showcase in like just a couple of weeks here. We're like almost right there, and Microsoft is just had they have a showcase on June 11th, dude. And I don't know, man.
Right.
I don't know if they're
I mean,
or
and
not.
what I'm hearing from that too, guys, what I'm hearing from the June 11th Xbox showcase, uh, they're gonna have like they're gonna show off a lot of games first. I think they're saving Starfield towards the end. Like Starfield's like that's gonna be after that. Like they're gonna have like a big segment just like Starfield, and I hope it looks good. I hope they show off like raw gameplay because a lot of people are gonna be say, okay, Xbox, you like Redfall wasn't it. Like I hope Starfield. I hope you're gonna show us something. Starfield is gonna make us go wow. Like we're gonna keep our Xboxes. We're gonna keep Game Pass. Um, because right now is not looking very good on their end. Um,
Mhm.
so
And I just hope that they. I mean, I hope Starfield is like. I hope Bethesda looks at Redfield and says, "Guys, we're gonna turn things around." Because I guarantee you, dude, if Sony, if one of one of Sony's studios made a game that was as bad as Redfall, you know what Sony would say? You're not releasing this garbage on our platform, can it? You got to
yeah,
work on something else. We are not gonna let you damage our brand by releasing this garbage, this trash. But instead, you know what Phil Spencer is? He
but
said, no, we support creativity from our studios. We want them to create whatever we want. No, you cannot let that happen because if you just let your studios do whatever you want, you gotta have some control because they they
right,
might they might just like make everything bad and you know release bad games. You gotta have some control over that studio, so
yeah,
they'll be able to pursue their games better. Because if they have a leader that's actually controlling them, they might have a way to guide where they're going
right,
instead of
yeah,
just working mindlessly on a game. Right?
yeah.
That's why I think you know. Why do you think Sony canceled Days Gone 2? Maybe they thought,
Because
oh,
it didn't
this
live
is
up to
not.
expectations.
They have very high expectations, dude.
Well, yeah,
Like
I
Days
mean,
Gone got.
because yeah,
I mean,
Days Gone didn't live up to
Days Gone got.
expectations. Yeah.
Days Gone got an 80,
No,
and Sony was like,
it scored in the 70s.
oh, did it?
Yeah, it was like a
Okay.
74, 75 rated game, and to Sony
Mhm.
that's not good enough. Like
No,
they
it's gotta
expect
be at
games to
least
hit
a
like high
90.
80s and 90s for their games. Like
Mhm.
you got to be hitting like those numbers, just under like must
Yep.
plays, but it's got to be must play. Like that's their standards. Just like Nintendo.
Mhm.
Nintendo when they released their first party games, they wanted to hit high 80s and mid to high 80s and 90s, right? So
Mhm.
those two got standards. Microsoft, you got to understand that if you want great games, you got to like I know Phil Spencer's saying this because he's admitting that hey we can't compete, we can't beat these guys, so we're gonna go off on our own thing, which is live service, have available games on all platforms, stuff like that, which is fine. Game passes are bread and butter because Xbox ain't competing. Like right now, the sales number between Xbox Series and the PlayStation 5 is almost 4-to-1 ratio right now.
Wow.
Yeah, the PlayStation 5 is selling like 40 million copies right now,
And
units.
I- I've read about this. Analysts are predicting the PlayStation 5 might actually has a very good chance of beating out the PS2 if
It,
it
it,
keeps
it
going.
has. I mean, especially after this, we might get a lot more Xbox players say, you know what, Sony, you won. We're gonna buy a PlayStation 5. We can't do this anymore. Like you're getting those people and you're getting new people that been not haven't been in video games lately, but like the PlayStation 5 is like drawing their attention. Like PS5 is selling like crazy.
Blockbuster
So
games, with blockbuster games right around the corner like
yeah.
Final Fantasy 16, Spider-Man 2, and Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. That's gonna be a system seller for a lot of
Oh
folks.
yeah.
a lot of folks.
Now,
And
yeah.
that's not to mention other games from PlayStation, like Spider-Man 2.
Oh yeah,
That is gonna rack
for
up a
sure.
lot of sales for Sony. And
It's yeah, it's gonna be nuts. And I'm gonna speak a little bit on Final Fantasy 16. For those of you that don't know, Final Fantasy 16 is rated M, so it's got a lot of like adult content in it, which what I mean by adult content,
first animated Final Fantasy game, correct?
it's the first rated M, it's the first rated mature mainline Final Fantasy game ever.
Okay.
It's always been rated T for the
Mm-hmm.
longest time. But T rating has changed over the last couple of decades
I
or
don't
three
know.
decades.
Yeah.
So what's going on is with Final Fantasy 16 being more dark and gritty and being more mature, and there's some adult content in it somewhat. Um, there are some countries are banning Final Fantasy 16 in their countries right now.
I read about that.
Like
Yeah, I think it was.
people cannot pre-order it anymore, and there's people that like there's rumors spreading around that because a lot of Middle Eastern countries are like because right, a lot of them are against the LGBTQ. You know, I'm not trying to
Yeah,
butcher the name,
and
but
I'm I'm
there is
from
a
there, so
rumor saying that 16 does have some of that stuff in there.
okay.
Now,
I mean, yeah, I know about this. I'm from there. I know how it is down there.
yeah.
They're
So
very strict when
it
it comes
is
to
a
that.
big deal, and Square did come out and say, "Hey,
And
look, we're not gonna make
I
changes because
personally,
it's
I
too
don't think
late
this is
now.
going to
It's too
impact
late
Final
to
Fantasy
make."
16 that much. I don't think this is going to impact Final Fantasy 16 because
No,
Middle East is not. They're not huge fans of Final Fantasy anyway.
no, it's not gonna
And,
impact that much. People are just blowing out of proportion, and making videos on it. It's like, look, that's fine if you want to. That's why I didn't really cover it in the video. Like,
Mhm,
I like making Final Fantasy 16 content, which I do have more content coming for 16 on my channel. It's just I just want to talk about it a little bit because yeah, people need to talk about it a little bit. Yes, it's not going to be in
yeah,
certain countries. Like there's some games that are banned from like even God of War. Like God of War is banned in some countries because they're not supposed to
mhm,
like worship and kill other gods. Like it's against their
mhm.
culture, right? Because that's
Right.
what
Yeah.
God of War is about. You got Kratos that's killing off all these gods. It's like, wait a minute here.
Mhm,
We don't, especially if they worship those gods. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. It's not for me to judge. But it's just like a lot of people find that cringe and offensive. It's like I'm not buying that game, so that's why it's banned, right? Just like other
mhm,
cultures are not into that kind of stuff that Final Fantasy 16 has. And Square's like, I know that some of it's banned from other countries, and unfortunately, we're at the stage now that we're not making changes. We're leaving it as is, which is fine because games gone gold. They're gonna ramp up the polishing or whatever they gotta do to get this. It's already made. It's already gone gold, but it's not. Teams don't just sit there until launch. They're constantly
mhm.
looking, making sure this game is fine until they print the master disc. You know, um. We got that.
I
So Final Fantasy 16, yeah, some countries ain't gonna have it, but the good news
and
is, if you guys are looking for a PlayStation 5, if you are from the North America, even Europe, maybe UK, you can go to PlayStation Direct. They do have PlayStation 5 bundled with the Final Fantasy 16. Now, it is a digital code. It's not a physical
mhm.
game, but
A
still,
lot of
you can
people are
get
going to
that.
be
You can get
happy
that
about
game for 550. The bundle is 559.99, which again, if you want Final Fantasy 16 you want a PS5, it's available. Now, another good
it.
news too, God of War Ragnarok bundle for the PlayStation 5 is off $50 right now. It's like
Mhm.
505 right now or 509. It's at 559 right now. It's on
Yeah,
sale.
that's a killer deal.
Yeah.
That's a killer deal.
So like yeah, PS5s are everywhere. So it's like
Mhm.
if you need one, if you're excited for Final Fantasy 16, I want to bring this up. It is available on there. And it wasn't out of stock last I checked. So just like God of War, like you can buy even just a regular base PS5, even a digital one from PlayStation Direct is still available. They're not sold out. Sony's got
Yeah.
stock. You want one? Buy one. Like,
Yeah.
and I got a friend of mine
And
who goes, "Hey, my store's got like, they have like about between 1 to 20 PS5s sitting on the shelf. Every
20
time he goes there,
PS5? Oh
yeah,
my god.
yeah, they got
Crazy.
plenty of PS5s. So it's like PS5s are everywhere, man.
And this now just confirms that Sony now has flooded the market with PS5s.
Mhm.
They really have. I mean, like they're everywhere. I'm so glad that people who finally want a PS5 can now go get one finally, because we
And
have
like
just been.
I know Final Fantasy is not like it's still a historic. It's still a well built franchise. It's been around for 36, almost 36 years. Like I know a lot of people kind of turn off on it, but really, it's like one of the like just a select few PS5 only titles. It's like you want a PlayStation 5 title, it's pure PS5 title. Final Fantasy 16 and Spider-Man 2 are like the game this year. The games, I
Mhm.
should say. So like I'm looking forward to it. Now, speaking of Spider-Man 2, I've been hearing reports. I've been seeing it all over Twitter. Sony are teasing the freaking crap out of Spider-Man 2. They got these comic book thing that says Spider-Man 2 and it has a PlayStation logo on the bottom. It's got like like
I-
like names of people who are actually like developing the game and stuff. They got Samyak on there and like people
We're
like
getting ready.
yeah, they're teasing stuff to the point
Yeah.
where they even released if you guys breaking news, I don't know if you guys it's not really breaking news, it's a little old, a few days old, but if you guys still haven't bought Spider-Man, you guys are waiting for the remaster version. Guess what? You can now officially go on the PlayStation 5 store and buy it without buying Miles Morales. It is separate. You
I
can buy
already
it.
have.
You can buy it now. Or
I already have
if you own
Spider-Man
the
Master.
PlayStation 4, guys, if you own the PlayStation 4 version, you can upgrade it for $10.
Mhm.
It's not a
That's
free
pretty cool.
upgrade because the free upgrade last one was supposed to be Horizon Forbidden West. We already know what happened with that. But it's $10. Hey, if you own Spider-Man 2, feel free to upgrade it for $10. Or if you don't want to, that's fine. But just if you guys are waiting for a remaster version to have the new model of Peter Parker, it's available to separately buy. You do not have to buy Miles Morales Ultimate Edition, which, by the way, I landed a copy. So I
Yay!
got the Ultimate Edition.
Yay!
Yes. Uh, it took a while. I had issues. I'm gonna cover this real quick. It's pretty a wild story. I ordered it from Walmart.com. It was like $20 off, man. Got it for $39.99.
Sweet.
And it's like I gotta get it. I got that in Breath of the Wild. It's like they're both $20 off. Save myself $44 with both. It's like that's quite savings. So I waited. So I got Breath of the Wild. I was excited. Started playing that a little bit. I was waiting for my Miles Morales Ultimate Edition to come in, and they try to tempt a delivery. Said, "Oh, we'll try again tomorrow." Okay, fine. Maybe a tire blew out or something. It got delayed. They tried again. So second tonight, after that, it couldn't deliver it. I called them up and said, "Hey, wait a minute here. How come my item hasn't shown up? Like, I never had issues with you guys at all. I'm like, what's going on in my orders? Like, well, it's like they try to do a delivery temp and they couldn't. Like, they're gonna try one more time on Monday, like this past Monday. It's like, look, well, not yeah, last Monday. Anyways, I told him, look, it's not that hard. You just drop the package off at the ramp on the ramp right by the gate. I'll grab it. You know, that's all you have to do. Ain't that freaking hard. So I waited all day, as they said, between 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. I waited until 10:05 p.m. that night on Monday. The guy come running up the ramp. I met him out there. He's supposed to snap a picture of it, but he didn't. He snapped like a picture of my gate, and he took off running. I go, all right, thank you. Like, grab my game. It's like I'm not letting them take the package back. I lose out $40. And it's like I want this package. So
Yeah.
there's my little FedEx trip for you guys. And I was like, oh, I was so
Yeah.
drained and worn. I was like, come on. But I
Right. It's
got it.
just
So, but
awesome.
yeah, Spider-Man 2, get back on track. Yeah, they're like, word is spinning around. People are getting excited, and people are just like gushing at the possibility of Spider-Man 2. And guess what, guys? What I'm hearing is it's gonna be like the early first week of June. We are getting a PlayStation showcase.
Mm.
We're getting a
Probably
PlayStation
around
showcase.
or so. Yeah.
And guess what? Spider-Man 2, I bet you know, I'm 1000% confident we're going to see Spider-Man 2. It's not just a little trailer. They're going to show off gameplay footage like they did with Miles Morales at the PlayStation Showcase about 3 years ago. So they're
And
gonna blow their minds. And
looking
it's gonna have pre-orders available.
It would make perfect sense because, um, Spider-Man 2, it's releasing in September, and
Yeah, and guess what?
we have Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse
Yeah.
releasing in June. So
Oh,
if they release a trailer for
speaking of,
before Spider-Verse.
I'm hearing things from I don't know if it's true or not, but Insomniac, I don't know if Insomniac mentioned it or somebody mentioned it like Insider or something. They said that in Spider-Man 2, I don't know if it's right or not. You guys can just take it with a
Mhm.
grain of salt, but they're gonna implement something from like the multiverse or something. It's gonna be somewhat
Mhm.
something in there for Spider-Man 2. I don't know if it's true or not. If they go that route, I guess a lot of people do like that version of Spider-Man, Spider-Man verse or whatever it's called, Spidey verse. Um,
Mhm.
I haven't been keeping up on the movies or something like that, so people's like, why not, man? You're missing out. Like, you need to go watch, No Way Home and whatever it's called. It's like, you need to watch that. You need to watch that. It's like, guys, I'm so behind movies right now. It's like, relax, relax. I'm still getting Spider-Man 2. It's just I'm real excited for Spider-Man 2, and everything
Yeah,
they're leading up to something big for Spider-Man 2.
they.
Like voice actors now, the comic books being shown, and Sony's like PlayStation's posting like the Spider-Man remaster. Everybody can buy that separately. They're setting everybody up. It's like here, play Miles Morales, play Spider-Man remaster, get ready. Spider-Man 2 is gonna be showing off soon. And how? Is it just gonna be a state of play? No, it's gonna be a PlayStation showcase. Get ready.
Mhm. And I hope they show us like a long trailer, like and not some not some CGI trailer, like that God of War Ragnarok. See, no, I want to see like an actual full like 3 minute trailer, like
Yeah.
a story trailer.
Oh, we're gonna
Seeing.
we're gonna see they're gonna have probably in the showcase they're gonna have Insomniac come out. They're gonna show up, and they're gonna probably show like a trailer, but they're gonna talk about gameplay, right? Everybody's
Yeah.
gonna get hyped for the trailer, and then Insomniac's gonna come on the screen and say, "Oh yeah, we're excited to talk about Spider-Man 2 today. We got some gameplay
Mhm.
footage we're gonna break down, and just get ready, guys. It's coming soon."
Yeah.
Like they're gonna
Mhm.
hype it up because I can see Spider-Man 2 opening up the PlayStation Showcase.
I really think so. All right.
They could do that, or they might save it at the
Mm.
end. But I feel like because how they handle Miles Morales, that was like the second thing they showed after Final Fantasy 16's trailer, review trailer. Like they showing off Miles Morales gameplay, and people's like, "What the? Like this is incredible." It's like this is all in game. It's like no freaking way, man. It's like no way this is all in game. Like it's crazy. Like
Yeah.
that's how Insomniac and Sony want to be. They want to get people hyped for Spider-Man 2 because that's the next blockbuster after Final Fantasy 16. And 16's already had his moment. The only time 16's gonna get his moment is on June 11th. The Square Enix gonna have like a pre-launch celebration, talk about the game, and just get people hype levels and drop the demo at that day. That's what I'm thinking. Like that's gonna be the marketing for
Speaking of which,
16. Spider-Man 2 is the
I've
next
been
thing for
hearing
Sony.
rumors. I don't know if that's true, but I've heard rumors that Sony wants to have an exclusive Superman game for PS5.
I'm in hearing about that. Somebody that's famous is actually working on that game, like a famous developer or something,
Yeah,
or a lead. And they are trying to make like an open world Superman game.
that's oh my, and dude, like that
Or
makes
is it
perfect
Superman? Or was it
sense. Just
somebody or Iron Man game or something?
it's Superman.
Okay,
It's Superman.
I heard about that using like the
Superman
Unreal Engine
game would
5 or something like that. It's crazy.
Superman game would leverage the PlayStation 5 hardware so well because it's like a vast open world.
Oh
And when you
yeah,
fly
the
and
power, like the speed and power of the
it's
SSD in that, like
yeah,
it can handle it. Like that's why we
yeah,
didn't see like a Superman game the last couple of generations because the
you wouldn't
consoles can't
handle it.
handle it.
Like you're flying across, all these different. And even in Spider-Man PS4, like you can't swing very, very extremely fast because the PS4's got to have time to load things in, right?
Yeah, you
I
can tell the city's loading in as you're swinging. Like is it like, oh no, the game's gotta stop and slow down? No, it's like it's smooth loading in. Like you don't unless you're really paying attention to it, you're just swinging and having fun, right?
yeah.
And as you're going through the city, yeah, you see
And
buildings
I've
are
noticed in the PS5 remaster, it's way better.
yeah.
Like on
I want to
PS4,
test out the PS5 version.
yeah, because man, I played the PS5 remaster J19. Oh my god, like, but the swinging around buttery smooth 60 FPS with 4K and ray tracing with Peter Parker's new face. Oh my god, man, it was so
Oh yeah,
incredible, so incredible.
it's gonna it's I need to like get go in there and check it out the remastered version. I might even just play Spider Man and Miles Morales just leading up to the launch of Spider Man 2. We'll see how I feel because
Yeah,
when I get Final Fantasy 16 in my hands, folks, I'm streaming it day one on PS5 on Twitch. Every for after midnight. When midnight hits and I get the game downloaded and ready to go, I'm streaming. Like I'll stream for like a couple hours. I ain't gonna stream all night
yeah,
because it'd be hard for me. But
right.
I'm definitely want to spend time with that game because I've been waiting for it for about 4 years now. So it's like
Wow, yeah, it's
I'm
been a long
hyped.
time coming.
So like
Yeah.
between that and maybe I'll squeeze in Spider Man, like not streaming. I'll just play it offline, just get myself ready because I get used to the combat and stuff again. Because get ready for
Yeah.
Spider Man 2 because Sony has got something big planned. It's not just a state of play or just a trailer they're gonna announce on the PlayStation blog. It's gonna be at a showcase because what do Sony love to do? They love to drop a massive state of play, which should be over 40 minutes or better, right? Or
Mhm.
they have a PlayStation showcase. Why? Why do they like doing that around Summer Games Fest? Because of one reason. Jeff Keighley and PlayStation have a nice working relationship.
They do.
So, what better way for PlayStation to show off their next batch of games, get people hyped for them, and say, okay, Nintendo and Microsoft, you can go ahead and have your showcases after Summer Games Fest, but we're going first. You guys already had your showcases earlier this year, like back in what, January and February. It's our turn.
Mhm.
We had two state of plays, but it's our turn to show some stuff. Because,
It's our time to
yeah.
shine.
So it's like,
um,
it's time, and I'm excited for it. We're
Speaking of,
almost in the
I'm seeing
second
a
week of
lot of
May already.
people.
So
I'm, I'm seeing a lot of people saying that Rebirth might show up in at the showcase. So I don't
yeah,
know if we're
it's
gonna see.
possible. You want to know why? Because if the rumors are true and the word that's going around is, this is going to be focused on the second phase of the PS5. I'm sorry, guys,
Mhm.
we're not seeing a trailer. We might. I doubt we'll see a final trailer of Final Fantasy 16 because they can showcase that at the pre-launch celebration of Square. Because Sony's like, hey, we got the state of play out, right? We had the state of play.
Mhm.
You had PAX East. So Final Fantasy 16 has been exposed to millions of people by now. And even
Right.
people that visit the PlayStation Direct go, oh, I wonder what's on there. Final Fantasy 16. Wait a minute, what's that all about? Let me go, look it up on Google or YouTube, and bam.
Yeah.
So like, the second phase of the PS5 is focused on what? Spider-Man 2, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Silent Hill 2 Remake, right? Those games.
Mhm.
Stellar Blade, right? Stellar Blade is another I heard that's gonna be on PS5. I think PS5 only, maybe current gen only. But guess who started the whole marketing for that? Sony did.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, "Whoa, what is this game? Stellar Blade?" Is like, this is interesting. It's got interesting combat with a shiny butt girl, whatever you want to call her. So yeah, so it's definitely like, I'm sorry to say that. I probably should know who the character name is, but it's it's getting to the point now. It's like, yeah, it's just we definitely need to
It's
see
coming. Yeah.
we definitely need to see something on that game because that's in Pragmata. I
Oh
said that
yeah,
time before.
Pokemon.
Like that's another game we need to
The-
see. Like where's that at?
I'm guessing that's going through some development issues
It probably is
because
because you know what? Capcom's on a lot of crunch right now. They got a lot of bangers out, and they've been working on other bangers like Pragmata is still being working on, but it's taking a little bit longer than people expect, which is fine. So
Right.
the Capcom does not have to rush that game. Take your time with it.
No.
Get it right. So definitely, it's definitely gonna be exciting times, and just like PlayStation's
I could
teasing
see
stuff
Stellar
for
Blade
everything. So
releasing. I could see Stellar Blade releasing in February of 2024, and I could see Rebirth releasing like holiday 2024. I really don't think it's gonna come out early next year. I really don't think it's
I
gonna
don't think
happen.
so because we would have heard that it got delayed. If it's going through development hell or some kind of delay, they would have delayed it by now. Um,
You think so?
yeah,
Okay. Well, definitely not
Square's not
releasing
afraid
this
to
year.
delay things. They've done it before. Um, they're not gonna like because the last thing we heard from Katase, and he had to go quiet for a little while because he knows that Seventh Rebirth cannot be like talked about too much because Square and Sony are focusing on what? Final Fantasy 16, right? That is their bread and
Yeah.
butter because that's the summer blockbuster. That comes before Rebirth. Final Fantasy 7 has a once you start marketing Final Fantasy 7, it's like that's gonna take over 16. Yes, there's still a lot of people hyped for 16, but Rebirth with Final Fantasy 7 in front of it is a very highly anticipated game. So the last thing
Absolutely.
Katase had to say is we do have campaigns later in this year, like I kept saying, and he said, said right now the development is going smooth. We are not having any hiccups, and it's gonna be scheduled to release on time.
Mhm.
We haven't heard anything since. They've been really super quiet because Square's like we're focusing on Final Fantasy 16 for now. Now, does that mean that PlayStation can't show off a trailer for Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth? No, they can. It's the second phase. They got to show something for the next coming few months because let's face it, Spider-Man 2's in fall, so you got to show that off. Like I keep saying, that like if let's say the PlayStation Showcase happens like early June, guess what, guys? We are 3 months away from Spider-Man 2 releasing. 90 days. Just let that sink
Can't
in.
believe that.
Just let that
Oh,
sink in. 90 days, guys, after the PlayStation event happens.
that's
Like,
so soon,
yeah, I'm counting down the days for Final Fantasy 16. I got 46 more days and counting.
man.
46. I got 46 days, 3 hours and 46 minutes. I get to
Jesus, you're counting down every last second.
yeah, I get to play it right at midnight on June 22nd. Let's freaking go, bro. Oh, sorry. So excited. I'm so excited about that. So excited for Spider-Man 2. I'm excited to see what Sony has in the bag because it's been so long. It's been so
It
long.
has. Yeah.
Like it's been it's been what 6 months since God of War Ragnarok launch.
Okay, 6 months.
Yeah, it's been 6 months
Oh my
already.
god,
Like
can't
that game's
believe that.
marketing, like the not marketing but campaign of its skin sales is coming closer to an end. Like the highlight, right? About 6 to 8 months is usually when games stop selling as fast as hard because the game's
Mm-hmm.
been out there. Now, does that say that God of War Ragnarok will not continue to sell copies? No, you can buy the bundle for $50 less than Final Fantasy 16 bundle. If you don't have Final Fantasy 16 bundle from PlayStation Direct, buy the God of War Ragnarok one. It's on sale right now, as far as I know. So it's
Yeah.
like God of War Ragnarok still gonna sell copies, but it's getting right now at the six. Once it gets about 6 to 7, 8 months in after the game's been launched, then sales gonna start. They're up right now, but they're gonna start dipping just a little bit. They might flatline a little bit.
Yeah.
Just how games are. But
Mm.
yeah, it's crazy, right? It's crazy that game came out 6 months ago.
And it's already sold over 10 million cuts. Crazy,
Yeah,
man.
it's crazy. Like that's one of the fastest selling God of Wars ever. Like I don't know how
Crazy.
fast God of War 2018 sold, but that's extremely fast. Over 10 million copies in less than like what? Was it less than a month?
Mhm. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like so, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that Sony needs to show. Like we've been keep saying this in every podcast. I know, sorry guys, we seem like a broken record at this point, but you know, there's signs. There's sign like I keep saying in this podcast. There are signs that something's coming. And whether you guys say, "Oh, it's just rumors on Twitter," and people just talk, voice actors do talk. It doesn't mean anything. Sony's they're just hyping up a comic book. They're hyping up the new Spider-Man movie that's trailer release or whatever, right? I mean, they're just hyping
Yeah.
that stuff up. Then why are they showing like a page, like on their page, and Insomniac as well? Why
Mm.
has it got one little page of the comic book has PlayStation 5 symbol on the bottom of Insomniac? It has like list of names side by side, and it has Spider-Man
At
2
the
on
end,
top.
at the end of the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse trailer, they advertised the PS5 at the end of that trailer because they know that uh, the Spider-Man
Yeah,
uh,
I
character is
believe it.
very popular in the PlayStation. You know.
Yeah, and I would not be shocked if Spider-Man 2, even though PS5s are only might say 40 million at this point. I guaranteed at least a tenth of the people on the PS5 and say, that's a PS5 only game? Yoink. I'll
Right?
buy that. Oh,
Yeah.
you want the collector's edition for $250? Yoink. You know, people gonna buy multiple copies, one digital and have a physical copy of like Spider-Man 2 on their display. Hey, why not? People like doing
Yeah.
that. Not me though. I think I just buy standard mode.
Yeah.
I might get it. I might just get it digitally that way and just play it at midnight, whatever, or play it the next
Yeah.
morning when I get up.
Yeah.
Instead of waiting for my copy to show up, it's like, oh, I don't want to relive that anymore. Like, yikes.
Waiting for your How long have you waited for your copies not for them not to arrive?
Ah, for Spider-Man Miles Morales Ultimate Edition.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I was supposed to show up. Oh yeah, I was supposed to show up on like on a Thursday. So they skipped. They didn't deliver on Thursday. They didn't deliver on Friday. No, it was on Friday and Oh yeah, Thursday, Friday, and they go, well, we're gonna try on Monday. That'd be the last attempt. So I had to wait over the weekend until Monday to get my copy. But hey, I got it. I got that bad boy.
Sweet.
So yeah, I'm excited. Just
No.
I
Exodus.
I'll
Yeah.
have that. I'll have Spider-Man 2. Put them next side by side. I got 3 Spider-Man games for PS4, PS5. Actually, PS5, PS5, PS5. I'm
I own
sold.
both of them. They're absolutely fantastic games, man. They really are.
It's just like, oh, and before we get too far into a podcast, you guys probably haven't heard. We talked about this off before we started the podcast, but PlayStation did have breaking news. It's not fun for a lot of people. A lot of people did like the last game these developers made. You guys probably heard of Concrete Genius, right? You guys heard about
Mhm.
that. The game looks pretty cool. I haven't played it yet. I might go back and play it. But the PlayStation Studio Pixel Opus is going to be closed down June 2nd of this year. Yes, you heard me right. They're closing down. So whatever projects they were working on, they're going to be probably either handed off to a different PlayStation studio or just going to be scrapped altogether. Um,
Mhm.
apparently this, uh, yeah, it's a small in-house studio within PlayStation Studios. They're shutting down, I guess, I guess it's not living up to their expectations. I'm not sure.
Mm.
Let me look
Yeah.
into it a little more. Here we go. In a statement to IGN, Sony confirmed the closure of Pixel Opus and said PlayStation Studios regularly evaluates its portfolio and the status of studios projects to ensure they meet the organization's short and long-term strategic objectives. As part of the recent review process, it has been decided that Pixel Opus will close on June 2nd. In a tweet posted Friday, Pixel Opus thank fans in the bowing out statement. Dear friends, our Pixel Opus adventure has come to an end. As we look to new features, we wanted to say a heartfelt thank you to millions of passionate players who have supported us in our mission to make beautiful, imaginative games with heart. We are so grateful.
That's sad, man.
Yeah, it is.
I don't like. the sad reality about this is that a lot of people aren't gonna give a shit about it, but I
Yeah,
do because
it's a small studio. They
my
made Concrete Genie and something Genius and something else. I know why I said Genie. It's Genius. They it's a smaller studio. Just like if it if Media Molecule like ever closed down. So a lot of people say, man, just we heard about them, but like you know what, we're not a big fan of their studio. We're not a big fan of Dreams or Dreams 2 they're working on right now. Like to me, it's like I don't really know them a whole lot, but it's like I get it. I get it, guys. It's just if they don't live up to Sony's expectations, like Sony's like, hey, look, we're seeing the future and it's not gonna work out. Like we're so sorry we have to do this, but it's like Sony has to. They make that final decision, and as for it's business. A lot of people say it's just business. It sucks, but it's a business thing. It's a business decision.
it's
Um,
you know Sony themselves said they're committed to delivering quality games,
yeah,
right? That's what they're known for. That's why they probably shut down. Like, guys, you're not living up to our expectations, to our Sony standards,
yeah.
expectations. You're shutting it down. That's probably most likely what happened. You know.
Yeah, so it's like it sucks, but it's like I mean it's just is what it is. We all have to just move on. I hope for the best for those studio devs. Maybe they'll get rehired by a different company. Maybe like Nintendo will pick them up. Maybe Sony will rehire them in house. Just they won't be a studio. They'll just be helping with Insomniac or something. Not Insomniac, but maybe another studio there. Maybe we'll see. If not, then I'm sure they got talent. They got imaginative talent. They can. I'm sure somebody will pick them up. I hope they do. The ocean. I hope everything goes well for them. And sorry, it sucks to see, but business is business. And if you're not providing the successful business that PlayStation set standards to, you're gonna get let go. And it happens with the Japanese studio of theirs, and the one that made SOCOM. Like it hurts
Right.
because I love SOCOM, the U.S. Navy SEAL games. I love those things. Those games were
Yeah.
amazing back then. But it's like is what it is. Like unless Sony does want to reboot the series, not SOCOM, but there's another series they want to reboot because apparently when it came to PlayStation Plus Premium, a lot of people just said, you know what, for $10 I'm buying it, and it sold over 2 million copies, and that was Legend of Dragoon, the JRPG that
Oh.
was made by Sony, a PlayStation Studio. Yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
was a PlayStation Studio game made by one of their old studios that's not there anymore, the developers. But Sony's like, hey, we're seeing the hype, the love for this game. We want to reboot the series down the road. So Legend Dragoon is coming back in some major way, which is great because that's another IP that Sony wants to revive. Like it's been over 20 years or more, at least. I think that's older than Final Fantasy 7. I think it might be about 28, 29 years old.
Wow.
So it's like, yeah. Oh, breaking news as well. Deep Silver has announced earlier this week, and they keep advertising it. But yeah, Dead Island 2 actually turned out better than they expected. I know a lot
It
of people
did.
everybody's just gonna blow off the number, but it's pretty huge for that type of game. Dead Island 2 has sold over 1 million copies already. Congrats.
Already.
Yep, Deep Silver
God,
and Dan Buster Studio. Congrats. You have broken the 1 million mark. That's great for that game.
it
Within the
is.
first few weeks. That's great.
Mhm.
And a lot of people say, "Hey, I'm liking this game a lot. It turned out better than I thought." So like
And
what? Everybody thought, man, this could be
for
another
the
Redfall, or
games.
this could be like a Cyberpunk deal, where this game's been development hell or Duke Nukem forever, and it'd be just a trashy game. No, it got a 74 Metacritic, but it's lot. Yeah, the game's polished. I've been playing on the PS5 on my monitor here, and the game looks fresh. It looks great,
Awesome.
even for a
Yeah.
last gen game. It's a cross gen. It's a cross gen game,
Mhm.
but it looks
Right.
great. I mean, it looks great for that type of game. Now, is it like God of War or Horizon Forbidden West style visualization? No, but it's up. It's down a peg or two. It looks great for being in development for what 9 years, being scrapped 2 times. Great, congrats, you guys did it. I'm happy with it so far.
Mhm.
So it's great to see companies do
Yeah,
well, especially
congrats
after
to
Deep Silver's disaster of a launch last year with Saints Row reboot.
oh
That was a
my god,
oof.
right? Disaster, absolute disaster.
So yeah, it's great to see companies do that. So it's like, yeah, it's definitely exciting times to be a gamer. I just hope that I know a lot of people on PC. I know you burnt out and you're just like you're hoping that you the next game is gonna be on PC that's gonna run. I hope so. I hope you guys get a game that's not gonna have many issues. Your next one, like whatever that game's gonna be, I don't know what the next PC game is gonna be. A game that's gonna be releasing on PC. Sony did this. Sony did reconfirm this. I forgot to say this. They have reconfirmed, in case people are wondering, all of their PlayStation titles will be eventually coming to PC.
Okay,
Eventually.
all right.
So get ready. I just hope that they learned their lesson with the Last of Us Part One PC port. They humble themselves and say, okay, Iron Galaxy, look, you did a crappy job, but you know what? Iron Galaxy probably would have done a better job if it wasn't for Sony's higher up. Maybe like they should have sent an expert from Naughty Dog that worked on Part One for the
Mm-hmm.
PS5 and go, hey, look, let me see what the game looks like. Let me see. Yeah, you need to work on that
Mm-hmm.
because the
Yep.
recommendations for PC is PS5 quality specs, right? That's the recommendation. Like it runs on PS5, it's got to run on PC. This is a recommendation. They readjust up and down for higher end, lower end PC builds, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Sony's gonna have to learn that. Yes, Spider-Man launched good on PC. God of War did as well. I don't know about Days Gone, or I know Horizon Zero Dawn had a little bit of a struggle, but it came back strong. Returnal, I think Returnal
Right.
did all right. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Not Astro's Bot, but Sackboy, that didn't get a lot of
That,
attention. Like it went on
mm.
PC, but not many people bought it. Like,
I mean, Sackboy is not very popular. We do have to understand,
yeah.
right? A very popular game, so.
But yeah, hey, I hope that
Um,
these future PlayStation games gonna be, you know, made for the PC version. I hope that they come out a lot better for you guys because a lot of you guys don't want to spend like just a $500 machine just to buy it or just to play a game. That's fine. You can wait on your PCs, but just I hope that these games come out for you in best shape possible. The Last of Us Part One was I saw the game running like after a couple of patches. My friend has a game on PC, and he has like a
mm,
3070. But yeah, the game looks fine, but you can tell he's zoomed in on some of the textures and stuff here and there. It's pretty muddy. They got a lot of work to do yet. Um, it's not stable frame rate either. It's like it drops here and there. Um,
yeah, it's not good.
yeah,
It's
it's
not
not
good.
good. And Naughty Dog made a statement last week or so or 2 weeks ago that I forgot to cover this in our last podcast, I think. They did say that they are truly sorry for how it came out. They are gonna work extremely hard with I think with Iron Galaxy to make sure that they update this game and get it to your guys' expectations. That way, when you guys do play it next time with all these updates, that it'll be running to your satisfaction. But it's not that hard. Like you're gonna like Sony's if releasing your games on PC, you're gonna have to send an experts over to say, "Hey, look, how's this game running? How's it looking?" Because it's gotta be up to your standard. You want PC players to enjoy your games and possibly buy sequels on PS5s, but you're gonna have to step up your game a little bit because everybody that played the PC port of The Last of Us Part One say, "Yikes, maybe I'm not gonna get a PlayStation to buy The Last of Us Part Two to play it."
Mm.
I mean, it hurts. But it's like, I know
Yes,
Sony wants to
and
make a profit with another platform. and PCs want PCs that platform to do it, but it's like you're gonna have to release your games in top notch. You know, which this is like the only bad game, right? It's the only game from theirs that actually was bad launch. Like it's fixable, but it's like at this point, it's like yeah, it still needs some work. So,
The right.
but hey, if you
Um,
guys want to play the game, the best shape is in. PS5 is the way you go. Get a PS5. You can get it anytime, anywhere in the store. Buy a PS5. Get The Last of Us Part One, like I did over here. The Last of Us Part One. Buy it. Go play it. It's a fantastic game.
don't be mistaken. It is. You still gotta beat it though. You still gotta beat it.
Yeah, I know. I still gotta beat it. I'll work around that glitch. I'll get it. I'll get it. Right now, I'm enjoying Burning Shores. I'm just
Yeah.
eating it up. I'm almost done. I'm about 90% done with the story. So,
Oh, dude, I played the entire. I beat the entire thing in one day, man.
oh,
I was like,
it's fairly short. Like I played a
yeah,
couple of goals. I'm like, I'm already almost at the end. Wow.
yeah. It's very
But
short.
it's setting you up for
Fantastic.
part for. Oh yeah. If you guys
Horizon 3.
speaking of Horizon, yeah, Horizon 3 is confirmed by Guerrilla Games to be in the works. So get ready.
I'm thinking Horizon 3 is gonna be a cross gen between PS5 and
No,
uh,
it's not.
t-
It's PS5 only.
is it really?
Yeah,
Okay.
because this bridge they done with the DLC for Horizon Forbidden West, it's like basically them say, hey, it's not like giving the bird. They're not flipping you guys off. Say f you. It's more like, hey guys, we're moving on to PlayStation 5 because
Yeah.
look what we can do. Like Burning Shores, like flying in the clouds and all that is like, and seeing the fidelity of like the whole island and stuff. Like you cannot say that's not a PS5 only title. That
It
DLC.
feels. Oh my god, man! It's
Like
just.
even the NPCs look like main characters. Like it's sick. Like the facial animation and stuff like that. Like
It's on another level,
it's on
honestly.
another level. That's why they're moving on. The Decima engine, it's a powerful engine. Like it's gonna take more advantage of the PS5, and they learned that. They go look, like like why do you think they showcase the clouds? Like the clouds is like the next best thing. I don't know any other game that has cloud physics like that.
It's mind blowing, man.
I mean, sure,
Mind.
you can look up in the sky in like God of War or any other games, look like Final Fantasy 16. You look up in the sky when they showcase the sky with the clouds, it looks great. But does that mean that Clive can go up in the skies like Horizon Forbidden West? No, he can't. In power of the PS5, he could. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
I don't know the whole game, so maybe we'll
Right.
get an
Right.
airship will fly in the clouds just like Burning Shores. I don't know. That'd be cool. Be super sick.
Wouldn't
All
it?
for the
Yeah.
power of the PlayStation 5. So I had to. I gotta, you know, I know a lot of people say, "Oh, you're a PlayStation fanboy." I'm not. I do want Microsoft to succeed. I like some of the games that Nintendo's been doing. It's pretty good for what they're on. They're on old hardware. Hopefully, soon we get the new Switch model, or not Switch model, but be the next generation of Nintendo. Hopefully, they increase their specs even more. Um,
Mhm.
I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see what they can do with it. Microsoft,
Absolutely.
I want Microsoft to succeed. I want Starfield. I want to play Starfield when it comes out. But if the reviews come out, Metacritic is like, man, don't buy this game. It's like a 40. It's like a 45 out of 100. This game is horrible, and the user scores are down. Like, yikes! I'm gonna skip out on it. Not because I don't like
Mhm.
Microsoft. I want to play Starfield. Starfield looks great. What I saw of it so
Absolutely.
far.
It's incredible.
So it's like just because I'm saying PS5, get a PS5 and play. If you want to play the best version of the games, just get on PS5. Which is the truth, folks. Like all these games run great on PS5. Now
Absolutely.
Jedi Survivor that has
Not
some
so much.
issues. Um, Hogwarts Legacy. I mean, I found out the game looks great, but if you're running too fast through Hogwarts, like some of the big doors you go through, they go like the big area. the game will actually force you to slow down just a little bit because you're running too fast. It's got to load assets because they are making the game for last gen and Switch. So,
Yeah.
yes, it's a PS5 and Xbox Series title and on PC, but if you're running too fast, yes, it will slow you down just for a quick second.
Really? Okay. Yeah.
Which is natural. They don't want you running through a door and say FBI, everybody, hands up. They don't want you running through the hallways like that. If you're running, if you're normal walking speeds with your character, like you're still running, but you're not running full force. You're still running or jogging, like to your next class. That's fine. The game runs smooth. I enjoy it so far. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it,
yeah.
man. Glad you're enjoying it. So.
So it's like some all games gonna have some issues. I'm sure Final Fantasy 16 is probably not gonna be. It's not gonna be 100 of 100 at Metacritic scores. There's gonna be some scores out there that people just give it. Oh, I don't really care for Final Fantasy games, so I give it 7 out of 10 or 6 out of 10. There's gonna be reviewers out there at Metacritic. It's gonna give Final Fantasy 16 a lower score. Maybe they don't like you know, how rated M it is, how adult themed it is. Maybe they'll get a lower
Mhm.
score for it. But I
Right.
expect Final Fantasy 16. It's gonna score high. It's gonna score in high 80s or into the 90s. We haven't had a
Oh, for
mainline
sure.
title hit 90s since
Sure. Yeah.
12. It's been that long.
Wow.
15 didn't get
Been
90s.
one
14
time con.
14 definitely didn't get 90. 14 at launch was horrible. It was horrific.
Oh wow.
It's
Was it
terrible.
really?
Until Yoshi P and his team took it over, they redone it, and now look at it. It is one of the best MMO RPGs out there. Under WoW.
Wow.
So it's like a lot of their expansions are high 80s and near like low 90s for their expansions for that game. Like,
Mm.
but yeah, the last mainline title to get over a 90, like a 92, was Final Fantasy 12 back on PS2. It's been a while.
Bonkers. Bonkers.
Yeah. Did Final Fantasy VII
Bonkers.
Remake get to 90 up 90 plus? No, it got 87 on the PS4 version. The PS5 Integrate version got an 89.
Okay.
It got the same score as The Last of Us Part One. Just one shy of being a must-play game. But here's the good news, guys. Final Fantasy VII Remake, by fans alone, by players that played it, is a critically acclaimed status game.
It is absolutely.
Yeah. It is a game
Um,
that if you got a PS5, play Final Fantasy VII Remake integrated into 60 FPS is amazing. It's an amazing
I
experience.
played the full thing and it was. I absolutely recommend it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So like I got the thing I posted on Twitter and like I was watching somebody play Final Fantasy VII Remake. I was rewatching his playthroughs. I like watching people's reactions over and over again because how magical that
Mhm.
game was to a lot of people.
Mhm.
And just like saying, man, if Final Fantasy VII Remake integrated looked the way it did, and you compare that to Final Fantasy 16, which looks even way better. Like I'm super stoked to what since Square's learning on the go about the PlayStation 5. Like that
Oh,
gives me hope for what Rebirth's gonna look like on PS5. What
yeah.
kind of advantages are you gonna have for PS5 for that game? Like, yes, and compare those two. Yes, remake from PS4 doesn't look as good as PS5 only Final Fantasy 16, but it's showing me how much of a growth of the company that Square has done, learning the power of the PlayStation 5.
Mhm.
Even Integrate was a nice learning curve for them.
Was yeah.
I'm interested to see what Rebirth's gonna look like on the power of the PS5. I can't
I
wait.
I hope that you know with the more games that we get, I hope we get like these limited edition controllers for them because that'd be awesome, man.
Yeah,
Like
and
I want a Spider-Man 2
yeah. And I
game
hope that
controller.
Sony doesn't pull another fast one on us because, yeah, you can order the plates and the controller through the Japanese website, but does anybody really understand Japanese or yen? You have to like transfer. You have to like convert yen to your
What?
dollar signs.
What, Sony? Come on.
Like if you want to sell people buy the plates, it's like have it available for everywhere else. Like don't just make it. Japan
Bro,
only, which they do
come
that.
on.
There's a lot of things out there. Like
Come
there's
on,
there's
Sammy.
there's
Come on,
Japanese
Sammy.
there's like Japanese only collector's editions of games out there, and people look at that, it's like, oh, why can't I get that? That looks way cooler than what we got.
Yeah.
But it's the way of business. Sony knows that if they do this, they're gonna get Japan back on the PlayStation bandwagon because Japan is mostly what? Nintendo, right? Because they like playing on the go, right? Japan is always on the go. They're people. They don't have time. They don't own a whole lot of home consoles. They're always on the go. They're always on trains and stuff like that. So what they do?
Yeah.
They play on the Switch. That's why Switch has got like the number one seller in Japan. PlayStation 5 is number two, of course.
Mm.
But there are some months, like a couple months so far that I know of, that the PlayStation 5 has outsold the Switch during that month in like
Is it
Japan and like
really?
UK. Yeah, it outsold
Wow.
like in Asia. Yeah, outsold the Switch for like a month or two. Like the Switch was like selling hotcakes. All of a sudden, like people just like, oh, I need a PS5. Like boom, they're buying PS5s. Like
Bananas.
it's crazy. But yeah, is there anything else you want to talk about for the final takes or?
Since we are wrapping things up, I wanted to touch on one game that we haven't really heard a whole lot about. I've been interested in, and
Yeah.
I want to know when this game coming out, and that is none other than I don't know if you heard this, but Kingdom Hearts 4. You know that we don't know what the hell's going on with that
Oh
game,
yeah, Kingdom Hearts 4. Yeah,
and
I'm actually interested in that, even though I haven't beaten Kingdom Hearts 3 yet. Um,
mm,
that's that. Let's face it, like that game didn't get a whole like it got some love, but a lot of fans like this is still not like I'd rather play Kingdom Hearts 1 or 2. Like Kingdom Hearts 3 wasn't it.
mm,
But Kingdom Hearts 4 visually, they're taking the next step with visuals because they got some worlds in Disney. There are realistic worlds, so it's like they're gonna have to step up the visuals a little bit.
that is gonna be awesome.
So it's like, yeah, it's gonna be great. I like to see. Hopefully, Square, Nomura, you're directing this. Hopefully, Disney will
Mm.
listen. Please don't make the dialogue as cringe as the other ones, please.
And it's gonna be using Unreal Engine 5,
Yeah,
so
it's starting development on Unreal Engine 4, but when it releases, it's gonna be Unreal Engine 5 because they can just transfer stuff over a lot fast, like snap your fingers. So yeah,
But yeah,
um,
guys, thank you for joining us on this lovely podcast with J19. It's been a blast.
yeah,
Thank you for thank you J19 for having me as always on this podcast, and
oh for
it's
sure.
always a great conversation.
Yeah,
Thank you for
it's
that.
been fun. We had a good conversation, and guys, just look forward to everything we talked about. Let us know in the comment section what you guys think. I'm really interested to see what you guys have to say. Let us know what you guys feel about Xbox. What you guys feel about the PlayStation Showcase. Are you guys certain that Spider-Man 2 is gonna be shown with everything they've been showing off on PlayStation, the Twitter account? Let us know. What do you guys think of Final Fantasy 16 being banned because adult rated stuff and being rated M? What do you guys think of that? Are you guys still hyped for Final Fantasy 16? Do you guys have a PS5 yet? Let us know with all these awesome, awesome things to discuss. With that said, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, wonderful night. Keep on keeping on. And as always, be safe, be nice to each other, enjoy some awesome gaming, guys. And what I said, thank you over for joining me. It's been fun as always. And
Absolutely.
until next time we meet, guys, be safe, be nice to each other. I'll have more videos coming out next week. So I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Take care.